Hi everyone, welcome to TSAM Digital. My name's Amy and today I'm joined by Kerry Ryan, who's Director of Financial Services Marketing at Seismic. So welcome Kerry, great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so today obviously now's the chance to talk about Seismic and what you do and how you help asset managers. So just to kind of set the scene, would you mind telling us a little bit about the key challenges facing buy-side firms and what they're dealing with at the moment?
Yeah, sure, certainly. I mean, I think we're all seeing, it's just a tremendous amount going on in the industry. Every firm is, feeling the pinch in terms of how do you align with those changing investor demands, right? I mean, we've seen the rise of ETFs, the rise of passive investing, and now, keen focus on alternatives and really setting that at the front of everything. And then I think certainly there's just a lot of competitive threats out there. I mean, the world of investing has just changed dramatically over the last few years. But, certainly the challenge that I think we're seeing firms really where they're coming to us is, how do we really create great experiences for our clients? How do we empower our client-facing professionals? They're being asked to do more across digital channels, across virtual channels. And, certainly the business has historically been very much a face-to-face, business. So, certainly what we're hearing is, how do we make sure that we're thinking about digital in the right way and really delivering fantastic, personalized and relevant experiences to all types of clients, at the individual level, at the advisor level, and at the institutional level.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned face to face there. Obviously, we've had times where it's just been digital only. So, how has the dynamic between sales and marketing changed in recent years? What are you seeing?
Yeah, I think certainly sales and marketing are getting a lot more unified around the digital agenda and thinking about how data analytics and technology are really coming together, and really looking at it as a shared strategy. And I think, historically sales kind of was like running down one track just in terms of the interactions they might be having with their institutional clients or their advisor clients. And, certainly marketing kind of doing their own set of campaign or outreach activations. And I think there's been a real joining up of looking at, data analytics and the use of technology more holistically and saying, like, we need to come together and think holistically around that client experience and making sure that if marketing is doing a reach out from a digital channel, it's really amplifying and complementing the digital interactions that that client facing professional is having with that client.
So, you mentioned data analytics there. Can you tell me a bit more about how data is being used and how companies can better capitalize on this and where Seismic comes in with helping them get there?
Yeah, sure. Certainly, Seismic has invested a lot in our AI and analytics engine so that we're in a position to really help our customers identify, what outreach strategies are most effective so they can really replicate those best practices across their organization. And I think equally important is identifying what content and what format of content is really resonating and for what reasons. Marketing leaders are coming to us and they really are very keenly focused on driving ROI out of every investment that they're making, just in terms of the content they're producing, the campaigns they're looking to activate. And I believe Seismic is uniquely positioned to really provide our customers with a great insight on what content is resonating and for what reason, so they can really place their bets more strategically and leveraging data to take their efforts forward.
And in your experience then, so have firms been quick to adopt this kind of technology, or do you think the industry is lacking behind when it comes to still doing things with a client relationship manager doing everything manually themselves?
Yeah, look, I think we're finding, I think the pandemic forced a sea change. Certainly, I think, realizing that going from mostly in person to digital and virtual channels has really accelerated the transformation that we're seeing really across the industry. And I think the asset management industry continues to do great work and really thinking about kind of that client experience level of data, in addition to obviously all the rich data sources that they've already been leveraging to think about, what kind of investment products do we need to be manufacturing and what kind of, advisors, institutions do we want to, effectively target versus maybe ones we want to deprioritize. So I think, the industry is doing great work. I think the the area around that kind of client experience. I think that's an area of keen focus for a lot of our customers, where they feel like they're doing some things well, but there's some additional things that they want to do to really truly unlock the power of digital, just in terms of scaling and growing their operations globally.
That's great. And closing thoughts then. So what do you think are the next steps to unlock that new phase of digital transformation, as you say? Which kind of key areas of client experience do you think firms really need to hone in on?
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly, looking at, how do you think about the learning programs that you're putting in hand of your client-facing professionals. I think that's been a true part of, where we've been keenly focused as well is, it's great to have all this great technology, but we might make sure that you're providing that learning path to the client-facing teams to make sure that they can really maximize the value of all the technology that's being put in their hands. So I think that's a really wonderful continuing learning and adoption and advocacy kind of approach to really get client-facing professionals to really see the true value of all this technology that their firms are investing in on their behalf. And I think there certainly too is, kind of the flip side of that as well is, certainly a focus on, how marketers can really effectively leverage the data more strategically too. I mean, I think I touched upon it earlier, but I think certainly a continued area of learning for the industry, just in terms of thinking about, how do you use data to inform your strategy? How do you really unlock the value of digital as an amplification stream in complement to what your client-facing team is doing?
Absolutely. Some great points there. And obviously we're happy to have Seismic sponsoring the Summit for Asset Management East Coast. So it'll be nice to continue the conversation there and sort of get some of the people working in data and marketing and sales to shed their insight on it as well from the buy side. So for now, I think that's all we have time for. But thanks so much, Kerry, for joining. I look forward to catching up with you soon.
Thank you so much for having us.
And thanks everyone for watching.